What's up, guys? It's your boy Hokage Puya here. A lot happened today in the Germany game. They almost bottle a 3-0 lead in the Westfalenstadion at home against Italy. Almost embarrassing themselves after such an amazing, world-class first half performance. We're going to talk about it today. Germany tie Italy at home 3-3. It got dicey, but I do think the better team over two legs won. I really think this German team overall, compared to the Italy team, it's just a far superior side. In all honesty, I think they play better football. They have the better players. They have the better managers. So I do think the right team went through. But we're going to talk about why things went a little wrong for Germany today after halftime. Has to do with cockiness, not really necessarily Italy being brilliant with this comeback. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the game. Yeah, let's just get into it. 3-3. Listen, this first half, wow. The first half today, and actually let me pull up the screen here. The first half today, this is some of the best football the German national team have played in 10 years. I'm not going to say this is the best, but in the Nagelsmann era, the last year, I think or so, I think Nagelsmann has officially been with the German national team for like 13, 14 months now, since the turn of last year. And this was some of the best football the national team has played under the young manager. I mean, just everyone. He starts it off with a different formation today. We played a 3-4-3. We had Baumann in goal, Ta, Schlotterbeck, and Rudiger in the back. You had Angelo Stiller and Goretzka starting in midfield, and you had the wingbacks of Joshua Kimmich and Maximilian Mittelstädt, and then your front three of Tim Kleindienst, Leroy Sané, and Jamal Musiala. And I thought everyone played great. Everyone played great for Germany in that first half. I mean, Baumann, cool under pressure, passing out of the back. Schlotterbeck was excellent in the first. I mean, Schlotterbeck's passing out of the back with his left foot into the midfield, breaking lines, his line-breaking passes, excellent. Angelo Stiller and Leon Goretzka were amazing in the first half. They were meshing so well together, working so hard together to win the ball back and control the midfield against Nicolo Barella and the other Italian midfielders like Frattesi and everyone else. And then, Mittelstädt, strong game, but Joshua Kimmich again. 2 assists and a goal today. What a performance from Joshua Kimmich over two legs against Italy. And today, Germany had their own corner taken quickly. We're going to talk about that. But the first goal comes from a penalty kick. We're on the counterattack. Leon Goretzka slots the ball in for Tim Kleindienst. And you guys, Tim Kleindienst, he's a lot faster than I thought. I thought Tim Kleindienst was Füllkrug style, like had some speed on, like kind of just tall, lanky, not that mobile of a striker. Tim Kleindienst showed me today he's not just I'm gonna stand in the box and head balls into the back of the net. Tim Kleindienst showed that he could be a threat in behind. Now I don't know if I'm going crazy, but he was showing a lot of speed today in this match, and that was weird to me. But anyway, Goretzka, brilliant ball, perfect ball in behind Buongiorno, the Italian defender, and Tim Kleindienst was a lot quicker than him, got to the ball first. He's brought down, penalty. Joshua Kimmich steps up for the penalty. I think Joshua Kimmich will be the penalty kick taker from now on. Or him and Kai Havertz will be the first two guys to be taking a penalty for the German national team, since Ilkay Gundogan is no longer in the team, since he retired after the Euros from the national team. But Joshua Kimmich, brilliant penalty, bottom left corner, composed. We know Joshua Kimmich and his quality. I've never really seen him miss a penalty ever. I think I've seen him take 3 penalties. I think the 2016 penalty shootout against Italy at the Euros. You saw a penalty kick against Manchester City in the Champions League and a penalty kick today. I can't think of any other penalties he's taken. But again, so many games he's played. I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting. Then after that, bro, there's just so much more pressure. Germany again, chance creation, just peak Julian Nagelsmann football in the first half. On the right side, Leroy Sané, Stiller, Musiala, Kimmich were just toying with the Italian left side. They were toying with the Italian left side. I was like, what the heck? These guys are chasing shadows. And, a lot of the chance creation, again, with a guy like Tim Kleindienst in the box today, came through crosses. And, we had a couple of chances. Tim Kleindienst almost scores a header. Brilliant save by Donnarumma in the 35th minute. And then on the ensuing corner taken quickly, Joshua Kimmich gets to the corner, gets to the corner box or whatever you call it, the corner to take the corner. Donnarumma has left his box. He's left his 6-yard box to tell something to his defenders, to Bastoni and everyone else. Musiala is left there onside because he's behind the ball. Corner taken quickly, goal. The Italians know nothing about it. The only two players on the field that knew anything about that goal were Joshua Kimmich and Jamal Musiala, and he puts it away 2-0. And it just more pressure after that. I mean, I'm not a stats merchant, guys, but just look at the first half pressure from. I really like these momentum graphs in football. Look at all this pressure from Germany, and eventually we ended the half off with a third goal, assisted again by Joshua Kimmich. Again, just putting pressure on Italy, dominating them in possession, giving them no out on the attack, winning all our challenges, winning all the 50-50 duels and loose balls. And then the ball falls to Tim Kleindienst in the box after Joshua Kimmich picks out a perfect cross to his big German head, and he puts the ball into the back of the net. Doesn't actually hit the net. Donnarumma saves it, but the ball was clearly over the line, 3-0. And honestly, after that, I thought game over. No chance Italy come back, because the way we systematically destroyed Italy in that first half, they had no chance. We were making Italy look like Lithuania, San Marino. They looked like they didn't belong on the field with Germany. However, guys, one of the biggest enemies of any football team and any football player is cockiness. And what happened with this German team, went to halftime 3-0 up, 5-1 on aggregate against Italy. They come out flat, uninspired, low energy. And that was kind of the trend for the whole second half, because even the momentum graph, again, I'm not a stats merchant, but look at the momentum half. Here we are at halftime, second half. We didn't really control the game. We allowed Italy a lot of freedom when attacking our back line. And eventually that resulted in 3 goals. 3 goals. Moise Kean on fire, the man in form in Serie A, having the best season of his career. He has 15, 16, 17 goals for Fiorentina in Serie A. He's having an excellent season. He puts away 2 goals. In the end, Giacomo Raspadori gets a penalty off of Maximilian Mittelstadt, handball on an Italian corner, and the game ends 3-3. Yeah, just I genuinely believe that Italy did not come back in this game because they played brilliantly. I don't think so. I think the only 2 or 3 standout players for Italy today were Barella, Moise Kean, and then you could maybe say Tonali in the first half. He was kind of holding his own in the midfield, but Angelo Stiller and Leon Goretzka were running laps around that guy. But really, only Barella and Moise Kean, in my opinion, played well for Italy. Even out of the subs for Italy, they weren't like, oh, the game is completely flipped on its head, Germany's getting dominated. It just became a little bit of a midfield battle between the two teams. And I really believe, Italy did not come back in this game because they were brilliant. It was because Germany took their foot off the pedal. They came onto the second half cocky, and they lost all the momentum they were playing with in that first half. And for that, especially at this level of football, you're going to get punished, and they got punished with 3 goals. It's unfortunate. It doesn't come away with a win. On the match sheet, this goes down as a draw, but we win over 2 legs, and we advance to the round of 16 of the UEFA Nations League. Not the round of 16, we advance to the semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League, and we will be playing Portugal. After this video, I will be dropping my overall quarterfinals second leg analysis and reaction, because you guys, the other Nations League games were equally as crazy as this game between Germany and Italy. So I'm going to break those down in the video after this. So look out for that video if you're still watching. But yeah, 3-3. I think another thing that really dampened Germany's momentum in the second half is none of the subs that came on really had great games. If you just want to look at the subs made, first half, obviously no subs. Second half, now Moise Kean scored in the 49th minute, and we actually restored control of the game after they scored. But look at this triple substitution. Leroy Sané, Angelo Stiller, and Leon Goretzka out. Nadia Amiri, Pascal Gross, and Karim Adeyemi all came on. And honestly, none of them had good games. None of Adeyemi, Gross, and Amiri had good games coming on. They were just not up to scratch. They just weren't up to scratch. I expect more from Pascal Gross, a guy who's a senior figure in this team. Obviously, he's new to the national team setup. He didn't really break in until the last 2 years, but still, he's 30 plus years old. He should be coming on and having a better performance. Nadim Amiri, all right, and then Adeyemi was really the most annoying substitution for me because Adeyemi, he wants to impress. He wants to show that he can be in this World Cup team in this Germany team next year at the World Cup. He comes on, fresh legs. He is not pressing every ball. He is jogging to press Italian players. He was not putting in the effort I wanted to see from a guy coming in as a substitute who needs to prove himself to be consistently part of this German national team. And even then, Robert Andrich and Bisek came on. I mean, they were all right, but definitely the three subs that were really disappointing were Gos, Amiri, and Adeyemi because I felt they came on. They didn't bring in that effect of an extra set of legs into the Germany team. And yeah, Italy took advantage of that and grew more into the game. And, honestly, judging by the two halves, I do think 3-3 is a little flattering for Italy. I just felt Germany were so good in the first half. They were so good in the first half that, yeah, 3-3 just seems very flattering for this Italian team. And if we're being honest, like I said, Italy only got back into this game because Germany let their foot off the gas, which is something this team needs to work on. We can't do that. We can't do that. Yes, it's the Nations League, a glorified friendly tournament. I understand. But in the long run, you need to establish good habits. And this German team, listen, it's a Nations League. But what if in 15 months' time, we're winning 3-0 in the group stage at the World Cup and we take our foot off the gas and concede 3 goals in the second half and then all of a sudden drop 2 points at the World Cup in the group stages? That's not good enough. So going forward, Germany, especially in those Portugal games in June, if we're dominating, if we're up 2-3-0, don't take your foot off the gas. Don't. Now, obviously, circumstances come into it. We're in the middle of the season. A lot of these players have to go back, especially the Bayern players, have to get ready for a Champions League quarterfinal against Inter. Same thing for some of the Italian players like Barella and Bastoni, Donnarumma also for PSG. So I understand that some of these players took their foot off the pedal. Maybe looking forward to club football, but still, it's not good to lose a 3-0 lead, especially at home. I know it's Italy, but I want to see better. I want to see better. And I honestly felt Julian Nagelsmann was begging for more energy on the field. He was irate on the touchline because he wasn't happy he wasn't happy himself on the touchline, bro. He was just livid. He wanted more energy. He wanted more discipline. I saw him screaming at the players, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, because the difference in level between the first and second half is unacceptable. If we want to get back to the level we used to be, But again, it's just a friendly whatever, but just a note to be taken for the future. So great game. Musiala was fantastic in the first half. Kleindienst, all of a sudden, Kleindienst, if he could play like this for Germany, man, he could definitely be in the World Cup team sheet in 12, 13 months' time, going into America, going into USA 2026. I think with our win today, since we're in the semifinals, our World Cup qualifiers group is confirmed now. I believe we're in the group with Norway, Slovakia, and Luxembourg. I believe we're in that group for World Cup qualifying. So I believe, I have to double check that, but I believe we're in that group for World Cup qualifying. So overall, we're in the semifinals. We've never been to the Nations League semifinals before. And we've played many games of this competition, many editions of it. I think is this the third edition of the Nations League or fourth? I think this is the third edition of the Nations League, right? So is what it is. We're through the semifinals. We play Portugal, and we know we love a game against Portugal. We love playing against Portugal. So I'm interested to see what happens there in June in the semifinal. So yeah, stay tuned for those videos. Stay tuned also for my overall quarterfinals reactions video, because the Spain-Netherlands game was crazy, the Denmark-Portugal game was crazy, and France get the comeback against Croatia, and that game was crazy. It's been your boy Hokage Puya. That's all I wanted to say. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.